दहलीज पर। अल्लामा इकबाल ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी न सिर्फ मुल्क के बेहतरीन असातिज़ा के जरिए मयारी तालीम तलबा के लिए यकीनी बनाती है, बल्कि यूनिवर्सिटी अपने कैंपस मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम के जरिए तलबा को फौरन फैकल्टी तक रसाई भी देती है। अल्लामा इकबाल ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन और ऑटोमेशन के तहत घर की दहलीज पर तालीम हासिल करने के बेहतरीन और जदीद मौके फराहम करती है, जिसमें ऑनलाइन एडमिशन, फीस सबमिशन प्रोसेस, ऑनलाइन असाइनमेंट सबमिशन, वर्कशॉप्स और ऑनलाइन इम्तिहानात एक खुदकार कैंपस लर्निंग मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम के तहत होते हैं। अल्लामा इकबाल ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी साल में 2 मरतबा मैट्रिक से PhD तक मुख्तलिफ प्रोग्राम्स में दाखिले ऑफर करती है।
अल्लामा इकबाल ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी के ख़ज़ान 2021 फ़ेज़ 1 के एडमिशन्स 15 जुलाई से शुरू हो चुके हैं। इस फेज़ में मैट्रिक FA, BS, MPhil और PhD के दाखिले पेश किए जा रहे हैं। मैट्रिक और FA प्रोग्राम्स डिस्टेंस लर्निंग मोड में पेश किए जाते हैं, जबकि BS और MPhil PhD प्रोग्राम्स फ़ेस टू फेस मोड में पेश किए जाते हैं, जिनकी क्लासेस हमारे मेन कैंपस पे रेगुलर होती हैं।
अल्लामा इकबाल ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी में लाखों तलबा फासलाती निज़ाम तालीम के तहत तालीम हासिल करते हैं।
फासलाती निज़ाम तालीम के तहत पेश किए जाने वाले प्रोग्राम्स: मैट्रिक जनरल, मैट्रिक दर्स निज़ामी, FA जनरल, ICOM, FA दर्स निज़ामी।
यूनिवर्सिटी मेन कैंपस इस्लामाबाद में फेस टू फेस मोड में भी आला मयार की तालीम मुख्तलिफ मज़ामीन में तलबा के लिए ऑफर करती है। इस दफा मेन कैंपस में पेश किए जाने वाले फेस टू फेस प्रोग्राम्स में शामिल हैं BS, MS MPhil, PhD प्रोग्राम्स।
फेस टू फेस मोड में पेश किए जाने वाले प्रोग्रामों की तफसील: PhD प्रोग्राम्स में इंग्लिश, हिस्ट्री, इस्लामिक स्टडीज जनरल, मैथ्स कम्युनिकेशन, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स, जबकि MPhil प्रोग्राम्स में अरबिक, इंग्लिश, इस्लामिक स्टडीज जनरल, मैथ्स कम्युनिकेशन, पाकिस्तान स्टडीज, केमिस्ट्री, मैथमेटिक्स, फिजिक्स, स्टैटिस्टिक्स शामिल हैं। और इसी तरह MBA प्रोग्राम्स में कोल, MBA, MPA, MBA 2 year for non-business graduates, MBA 1.5 year for business graduates, जबकि BS प्रोग्राम्स में बायोकेमिस्ट्री, केमिस्ट्री, कंप्यूटर साइंसेज, मैथमेटिक्स, फिजिक्स, माइक्रोबायोलॉजी, स्टैटिस्टिक्स और सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेज में ई-कॉमर्स स्किल्स एंड ऑनलाइन कोर्सेज शामिल हैं।
इस सेमेस्टर की ख़ास बात ये है कि इस सेमेस्टर में हम अपना नया ऑनलाइन एडमिशन सिस्टम लॉन्च कर रहे हैं। डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के हवाले से यूनिवर्सिटी पिछले 2-3 सेमेस्टर से काम कर रही थी और इस बार CMS को हम रोल आउट कर रहे हैं, जिसके तहत स्टूडेंट्स को कंप्लीट ऑनलाइन सिस्टम अवेलेबल होगा। स्टूडेंट्स को आसानी ये होगी कि वो ऑनलाइन एडमिशन फिलअप करने के बाद उनको कोई दाखिला फॉर्म प्रिंट करके ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी में पोस्ट करने की ज़रूरत नहीं होगी। मैट्रिक और FA के जो फॉर्म्स हैं वो अलबत्ता हम प्रिंटेड आपको प्रोवाइड करेंगे, जहाँ पे इंटरनेट की सहूलत मौजूद नहीं है। स्टूडेंट्स अगर ऑनलाइन उसमें फॉर्म नहीं जमा करा सकते तो वो प्रिंटेड फॉर्म यूज़ कर सकते हैं। लेकिन मैं साथ साथ कहूँगा कि आप कोशिश करें कि ऑनलाइन सिस्टम जो नया दिया गया है उसको इस्तेमाल करें, क्योंकि इसके तहत जमा कराए गए जो एडमिशन्स होंगे उनकी कंफर्मेशन बहुत जल्द हो सकेगी। अलबत्ता MPhil PhD और BS के प्रोग्राम्स कम्प्लीटली ऑनलाइन एडमिशन्स होंगे। तो हम आज आपको ये भी डिमॉन्स्ट्रेट करेंगे कि इस नए सिस्टम के तहत आपने दाखिला फॉर्म कैसे फिलअप करना है और उसके अंदर आपने अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स और फोटोग्राफ और बाकी चीज़ें किस तरह अपलोड करनी है।
ऑनलाइन एडमिशन के लिए सबसे पहले अल्लामा इकबाल ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी की वेबसाइट ब्राउजर में ओपन करें। वेबसाइट पर एडमिशन के पोर्शन में ऑनलाइन एडमिशन फॉर्म पर क्लिक करें। अब एडमिशन फॉर फ्रेश एप्लीकेंट पर क्लिक करें। अब इस पेज पर सबसे पहले आप क्रिएट अकाउंट पर क्लिक करके अपना अकाउंट बना लें। आपके पास 2 ऑप्शंस हैं, آپ ای میل یا فون نمبر کے ذریعے اکاؤنٹ بنا سکتے ہیں۔ مثال کے طور پر ہم فون نمبر کے ذریعے اکاؤنٹ بناتے ہیں۔ فون نمبر درج کرنے کے بعد اپنا پاس ورڈ منتخب کریں۔ اب کریٹ اکاؤنٹ پر کلک کر دیں۔ آپ کے موبائل نمبر پر بذریعہ SMS ایک ایکٹیویشن کوڈ موصول ہو جائے گا۔ اب ویریفائی پر کلک کر دیں۔ اس کے بعد لاگ ان پر کلک کریں۔ فون نمبر اور پاس ورڈ درج کرنے کے بعد لاگ ان پر کلک کریں۔ یہ اسکرین آپ کے سامنے اوپن ہو جائے گی۔ یہاں پر آپ کو 2 آپشنز نظر آئیں گے۔ فیس ٹو فیس پروگرامز میں BS, MS, MPhil, MSc اور PhD شامل ہیں۔ اوپن ڈسٹنس لرننگ پروگرامز میں میٹرک اور FA شامل ہیں۔ مثال کے طور پر ہم میٹرک کے پروگرام میں داخلہ لیتے ہیں۔ پروگرام سلیکٹ کریں اور سلیکٹ پروگرام پر کلک کر دیں۔ اب یہاں پر اس پروگرام میں جا کر ڈیٹا انٹر کریں گے۔ اپنا پروگرام آف اسٹڈی سلیکٹ کریں۔ ایڈ پروگرام ٹو لسٹ پر کلک کریں۔ یہ پروگرام لسٹ میں شامل ہو جائے گا۔ اب سیو اینڈ کمپلیٹ سیکشن پر کلک کر دیں۔ اس کے بعد اپنی پرسنل انفارمیشن درج کریں گے۔ لاسٹ میں آپ انڈرٹیکنگ پر کلک کر کے سیو اینڈ کمپلیٹ سیکشن پر کلک کر دیں۔ اس کے بعد پروفیشنل ایکسپیرینس درج کریں اگر آپ کوئی جاب کر رہے ہیں یا کر چکے ہیں۔ نیکسٹ سٹیپ میں آپ اپنے کورسز منتخب کریں گے۔ اپنے کورسز کو منتخب کریں اور ایڈ کورسز پر کلک کر دیں۔ یہاں آپ اپنے کورسز اور فیس کی ڈیٹیلز دیکھ سکتے ہیں۔ اب سیو اینڈ کمپلیٹ سیکشن پر کلک کر دیں۔ آخری پورشن میں فوٹوگراف اور اپنے ڈاکومنٹس اپلوڈ کریں گے۔ سیو اینڈ کمپلیٹ سیکشن پر کلک کر دیں۔ اب آخر میں انڈرٹیکنگ پر سلیکٹ آل کر کے سبمٹ ایپلیکیشن پر کلک کر دیں۔ سبمٹ کرنے کے بعد ہم دیکھیں گے کہ ایڈمیشن پروسیس 100% کمپلیٹ ہو گیا ہے۔ اب اپنا فی واؤچر ڈاؤن لوڈ کر لیں۔ فیس درج شدہ بینکس یا ایزی پیسہ، جیز کیش یا یو پیسہ کے ذریعے بھی گھر بیٹھے جمع کروا سکتے ہیں۔ اس کے بعد آپ کا ایڈمیشن پروسیس کمپلیٹ ہو جاتا ہے۔ علامہ اقبال اوپن یونیورسٹی نے اپنے فاصلاتی نظام کی فعالیت کے باعث ایک محدود مدت میں کامیابیوں کی کئی منازل طے کر لی ہیں۔ یونیورسٹی اس وقت 42 شعبوں میں کورسز کروا رہی ہے اور ان کورسز میں لاکھوں طلبہ زیر تعلیم ہیں۔ ان شاندار کامیابیوں کے باعث بین الاقوامی سطح پر علامہ اقبال اوپن یونیورسٹی کا شمار دنیا کی چند میگا یونیورسٹیز میں ہوتا ہے۔ تعلیم کے سفر میں علامہ اقبال اوپن یونیورسٹی آپ کے ہم قدم، ہمارا عزم، معیاری تعلیم سب کے لیے۔
Assalamu alaikum dear students. I warmly welcome all of you to Allama Iqbal Open University Studios. Today the program focuses on present perfect continuous tense, and I hope you will enjoy this segment as much as you did the previous one. This idea too has been taken from the course book that has already been provided to you by the university. I believe that all of you know the importance of learning English language today. As a matter of fact, it is the only language that can be called a true source of language for international communication. On the other hand, It is a fact too that there are millions of people in the world who cannot speak or even understand English. But English seems to be the only choice available for the international community for the sake of communication. And to learn English, one must learn the rules of its grammar. So to teach you present perfect continuous tense, today we have with us Mr. Arshad Mahmood, who is an assistant professor and teacher grammar, language skills and pronunciation. Welcome, Mr. Arshad. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you. What about you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. The topic that we have selected for our dear students for today is present perfect continuous tense. I want you to elaborate each and every bit of it.
Right, sure I will, but focus is going to be on two angles again.
Right.
Function and form.
Right.
So ready?
So don't forget, students, function and form both are necessary, and we have to keep in mind that both of them are equally important.
I hope I'm going to teach the tense in the same way, the way we did in the past. My plan is to teach this tense from two different angles, the form and the function. And I hope that the students will enjoy this tense as well.
Inshallah, I hope so.
So first of all, we'll focus on the form. And when we talk about form, we have to look at three different forms. We have to look at affirmative or positive, and interrogative or question form, and then negative. So first, affirmative. The formula is subject comes first, and then the have or has according to the person. For example, if I say he, then it should be has. If I say I, we, you, then it should be have. Plus verb in ing form, and then object, and definitely there is been as well. That definitely leads to ing form of verb. So some examples are there. If I say Seema has been cooking since morning. So if you look at the shape of this structure of this sentence, has is there and then been. Been in fact is the third form of be. And why we use third form, you know, because of has. Has demands third form.
Right.
And because of been, ing form is there, so cook will change into cooking. So the sentence is Seema has been cooking since morning. Here if I drop since, the sentence is wrong. For example, I cannot say Seema has been cooking full stop. I cannot say Seema has been doing this thing, the boys have been playing. I must mention the time. Second thing is that if I say Seema is cooking since morning, this too is wrong. You know why? Because many Pakistani people, they translate from Urdu into English. In Urdu we can say wo subah se kaam kar raha hai, but in English we must say he has been working since morning, not he is working since morning. Some more examples. You have been talking for 1 hour. Here since and for, but first we use since. Seema has been cooking since morning, but here you have been talking for 1 hour. I'll explain this thing later on, the difference between since and for.
Right.
One more sentence. I have been boiling potatoes for 20 minutes. And she has been playing since morning. Again, since and for. I'll be explaining these things later on.
You mean the time limit is of some major sort of importance?
It's very important in this tense. If you don't mention time, then the structure is wrong.
Right.
Because then it will be confused with present continuous tense. I'll construct two sentences. One is, it is raining, and the other is, it has been raining. If I say it has been raining and stop it, that is wrong. It has been raining since or for. Yes. Then we'll move to negative construction. Same formula has to be followed, but here we'll add not after has or have, or before been. The same word, same name, Seema. Seema has not been cooking since morning. You see, previous sentence was Seema has been cooking. So here Seema has not been cooking since morning. You have not been talking for 1 hour. And I have not been boiling potatoes for 20 minutes.
Right.
And she has not been playing since morning. Can you make a sentence? Negative.
Negative. He has not been working since last month.
Good.
Thank God I'm
Very
correct.
good. Very good.
Well, I would like to suggest you all that note down the formula so that you can make the sentences of your own choice, and it will help you.
Exactly. Talking about interrogative or question form, what happens? Has or have comes to the beginning,
Right.
and subject goes
At the end.
not at. It is used before the verb and after has or have verb. That is between the helping verb and the main verb.
Formula is a bit difficult. Can you just give me one statement that will
Sentence.
be easy?
For example, the same word. Has Seema not been cooking since morning? And in our examination system, one has to be very careful in using the question mark. If question mark is not used, the sentence is wrong. In spoken, we can simply raise our tone, voice, there is rising intonation to show this is a question form. In writing, question form must be, that is question mark must be put. One more sentence, have you not been talking for 1 hour? And have I not been boiling potatoes for 20 minutes? And has she not been playing since morning? If somebody simply understands present perfect tense, he can do this easily by adding been and ing form.
Right.
But then since and for is important, that I'll explain later on at the end of the tense.
The sentence that I made, if I change it into interrogative form, I'll say, has he not been working since last month?
Yes,
Right.
good. So shall we move to function now?
Sure.
Where or how it is used. Function. We use the present perfect continuous tense to talk about an action which began at some point in the past and is still continuing. I'll give you the idea of timeline. You just like, you make a line with arrows on both the sides. So in the middle is present and towards backside is past and future that is dotted, that is not clear. So this action, in fact, this tense is used for an action that started somewhere in the past, still going on, and it may continue in future. For example, if I say, I've been standing here for last 5 minutes, it means action started 5 minutes ago, is going on right now when I'm speaking, and it may continue, but we don't know till what time. One example, the people have been cleaning the roads since last Saturday. If you look at this sentence, have been cleaning the road since last Saturday. If you're saying this thing right now, this action has been going on for last few days and it is going on right now and it may continue in future as well. Second thing, this tense is also sometimes used for an action already finished. In such cases, the emphasis on the continuity of the action in the past, but the result is still being felt in present. For example, if I say, why are your clothes wet? You will say, I've been walking in the rain. You see, action is over, but effects are still there. Or if I say, why are you so tired? You can say, for example, I've been running for a long time. Again, the process of running, the action is over now, but the effects are there, that is your fatigue and exhaustion is still there. We cannot use the present perfect continuous tense with expressions that refer to a finished period of time. For example, you look tired. Here you would say, yes, I was cycling non-stop until 5 o'clock. Here was is being used with the cycling because action has already finished. So here if you use present continuous tense, that would be wrong. You can also use this tense to talk about repeated actions and events. For example, I have been playing a lot of tennis these days. You have been watching many interesting documentaries these days. We often use present perfect continuous tense to talk about more temporary actions and situations. For example, the child has been weeping for an hour. Temporary, definitely. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, these are hours which may finish, let's say, after some time. So it is temporary, not permanent. The man has been standing on the corner all day. Here again, the man has been standing all day. It is although all day, but again, that is temporary, not permanent. Now, I'll come to the use of since and for. So, should we discuss the difference between since and for now?
Exactly. I mean, this idea has never been clear in my mind, where we use since and where we should use for.
Why? Because when you talk about our mother tongue or national language, that is Urdu language, we use say, सुबह से और 5 घंटे से. I'll make 2 sentences in Urdu. वो सुबह से काम कर रहा है और वो पिछले 5 दिनों से काम कर रहा है. This say changes into 2 things in English. One is since, the other is for. And here many Pakistani students, they commit mistakes in examination, in classroom, in activities, while speaking even. For is basically used for duration. Duration means for example, if you say 5 days, 6 days,
not
or 6
a defined
months,
time limit.
Not a defined time. Look at the sentence. He has been doing this job for 10 days. Or people have been gathering here for last few months. But since is used.
Shall I add an example?
Yes, sure.
He has been settled in abroad for last 20 years.
He has settled abroad.
Been is not here.
No.
He has settled.
Because that is sort of active thing,
Right.
not passive structure.
Right.
And yes, abroad. He has gone abroad. We don't use any other preposition here before abroad. He has
Okay.
gone abroad.
Okay.
We cannot say he has gone to abroad.
Okay.
So you're right. For, what was your sentence? For few?
For few years.
For few years, you're right. But for example, if you say, if I say, talk about the same person, and if I give you the year 1980.
That is a particular time limit, so we'll use since.
So if I say he has been living in France
Since
1980.
1998.
Good. Or if I say he has been living in France dash 10 years. Since or for? Good. Now here confusion starts when we confuse this tense with present perfect and present continuous tense.
There is a major sort of confusion, and that is never seriously clear in my mind. What is continuous tense and what is perfect continuous tense?
Right. In continuous tense, we say, for example, he is playing cricket match. He's playing a cricket match.
That is a
Full
simple
stop.
continuous tense.
Yes. While I'm speaking, action is going on. One more sentence. You're talking with me. Continuous action is going on. We are standing. Action is going on. But the moment we change into present perfect continuous, has comes in, ing form remains here, since or for. For example, we have been standing here for last 15 minutes.
Repeatedly continuous.
We have been standing here. Action started in the past, is going on, will continue in future as well.
Okay.
And then if I give you a sentence from present perfect tense, he has done his job. Now this is something entirely different. Here action started in the past, finished in the past.
Right.
So present perfect tense is used for something that where action started in the past and has recently finished, or finished in the past but effect is still there. For example, one interesting sentence. I go to my classroom after the long break, I say, somebody has stolen my lunch. So what is the effect?
The fact is the action has been done
But effect is on me that I am hungry as well as angry. But if I say, I have cut my finger, what is the effect? I'm still feeling the pain. But here I can not say somebody has been stealing my lunch or I've been cutting my finger. That is wrong.
Has been gives us the effect as an example, hota raha hoga.
Yes, hota raha, exactly, good. Hota raha. So something that started in the past is going on and will continue in future as well. And to understand this thing, I think time concept is very important. The idea which I gave you, we talk about past, present and future. And in many languages, there is no future tense. For example, in Arabic, they say mazi and mazare. That is like madare or madi, what they say. Present and past, but no future. In English, present is there, past is there, and that is why when a verb changes from present into past, its shape changes.
Right.
For example, go becomes went, break becomes broke, but in future, the verb doesn't change. Rather, we add something. Either in Urdu we say gagi, in English will, shall. You see, I go in the past, I went, but future, I go, I will go, I shall go. So here, like we have to keep in mind few facts that number one, English is not like Urdu.
Exactly.
English has its own sounds. English has its own grammatical rules too. When we speak English, we must follow those rules. We cannot, for example, model English on Urdu language. And that is why we commit so many mistakes in grammar, in pronunciation. And like the effect is that either communication is broken.
Sometimes pretty foolish mistakes.
Yes, people commit mistakes like we're talking pronunciation, for example. Look at the word I-N-D-I-C-T. We discussed long ago, I-N-D-I-C-T. Many people say indict and indictment where the word is indict. So if this person uses the same thing in a structure where grammar is wrong and pronunciation is wrong too. So what is the impact?
The altogether impact is...
Yes, there is no communication. So since is used for an action where starting point is given. For example, I've been doing this job since Monday. So starting point is Monday. That is Monday. So it means if I teach the same thing from different angle, I would say when we talk about calendar, there are 12 months. When we talk about months in general, for example, 5 months, 6 months, we're talking about duration, we use for. We have been doing this activity for 2 months, but the moment I give starting point,
since
let's
December.
say January or December, we'll use since. Similarly, in the clock, there are 12 hours. So when we talk about hours in general,
for 2 hours.
But when you mention the time, 1 o'clock,
Since 1 o'clock.
2 o'clock, so we use since.
I think the idea is pretty much clear to every one of you.
I'll repeat. For is used for duration and since is used for starting point. I'll make 3 sentences now. 1 present continuous, then present perfect, and then present perfect continuous. Just to differentiate between these 3
forms.
tenses. Number 1, and the children are eating their lunch.
Present continuous tense.
Good. The children have eaten their lunch. Have eaten.
Perfect tense.
Good. Children have been eating lunch for last 30 minutes.
Perfect continuous tense.
Good.
I think
4.
this was an appropriate way and a very precise way to tell you the difference between these 3 tenses.
Good. Precise. Is it precise or precise?
Precised.
Precise, sir, last sound.
Sir.
Precise.
Precise.
There are some words which are again mispronounced, like precise should be precise, increase should be
Increase.
increase, cease should be cease.
Cease.
But if you say cease, people might not understand what you're saying. So we should know
The
both
context.
the versions, and if we are sitting among people who know the right version, we should use the right one. Otherwise, very interesting example. Once a nephew of mine, he came to me. I was teaching him the story Hare and Tortoise. He said tortoise. I said the word is tortoise.
Tortoise.
He was very happy, excited as well. He went to the school. The next day he came, he was quite down, crestfallen. I said, what happened?
Everybody laughed when he said
He
tortoise.
said, my teacher said it is tortoise.
All right.
Now, what should I do? I said, okay, keep both the things here. One for your school, wrong one, tortoise, and the other tortoise for
Those
the
who know
educated
what is
gathering.
right.
Yeah. So how was it? Do you think you've learned something?
It was perfect and I learned a lot from you. Seriously, I learned a lot and I hope all of you learned a lot from Mr. Arshad. We should be really thankful to him.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So
I
that was
think-
all from my side.
Okay, this is all for today and I promise we'll bring some other interesting topic for you and you'll enjoy it. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मेरा नाम है जवेलिया रूज और मैं ऑडिट की स्टूडेंट हूँ। आज हमारे साथ मौजूद है मज़हर अरशद साहब जो कि ऑडिट स्पेशलिस्ट हैं और आज हम इनसे बात करेंगे यूनिट 2 के प्रोग्राम 7 पे जो बात करता है रिपोर्टिंग ऑफ आइडेंटिफाइड और सस्पेक्टेड नॉन कंप्लायंस। तो सर मेरा आपसे पहला क्वेश्चन ये है कि ऑडिटर की क्या रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ हैं रिगार्डिंग आइडेंटिफाइंग नॉन कंप्लायंस।
अच्छा, अब इसमें सबसे पहले वो ये कहता है कि जी अगर ऑडिटर ने कोई नॉन कंप्लाइंस आइडेंटिफाई की है तो वो मैनेजमेंट से डिस्कस करें। दूसरा ये है कि वो मैनेजमेंट के साथ, मैनेजमेंट से ऊपर जो दोस्त चार्ज विद गवर्नेंस हैं उनके साथ डिस्कस करें, अनलेस कि उनको पहले से पता है। अगर उनको पहले से पता है तो फिर तो आपको डिस्कस करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, लेकिन अगर उनको पहले से पता नहीं है तो आप उनके साथ डिस्कस करें कि जनाब आप ये एक नॉन कंप्लाइंस कर रहे हैं तो आप इसको ठीक कर लें, इसका ये इम्पैक्ट आएगा, इस वजह से आप ये ठीक